like people often like should think of it like this, right? There's a really good analogy that homelessness researchers came up with called that refers to musical chairs, right? If you're watching kids play musical chairs, right, or you played yourself as a kid, someone takes a chair away, and people run around and they try to get into the chairs. And usually the kids who are like faster or stronger or like more gregarious or like just like more willing to be slightly more aggressive or whatever it is, those will end up winning, or they're just funnier with how they're doing it, so they're not going to like annoy their peers, or they're more well liked or whatever. But by the end, you usually have like a large, strong kid who like has, or a fast kid who has ended up winning the game. And if one of the kids in the game had like a broken leg or was like very anxious, right? Would we say the reason that they lost the game was because they were anxious, or would we say it's because there wasn't a chair available? And I think it's like that's the same thing here. Like you see like the distribution of inequality in who ends up getting a house in the U.S., right? But if there aren't enough houses, someone's going to be without a house. And musical chairs, if all 10 kids are very strong Olympians, one person is still going to win the game. 9 people will still end up without chairs. And so it's useful to look at, of course, like racial disparities with who ends up being homeless, or, disparities when it comes to mental illness and things like that, because you're like looking at who's vulnerable in society. But like there will always be vulnerabilities in society. It just doesn't have to mean that there aren't homes available for people who are vulnerable.